My name is Emmanuel Onowokono, and I'm here with my wife, Joy Onowokono.
Yes.
We've been married for 15 years, so it's our crystal anniversary. We want to share a few experiences, the ups and downs of marriage, so that the incoming generation can be inspired.
Ordinarily, I had wanted to marry earlier than I did. It's not as if people were not coming to ask for my hand in marriage, but of course I wanted the right person. I had a few qualities in mind of who I would like to marry. It was a Bible study day on a Tuesday, yes. So I walked into the Bible study. And as I later found out, my husband, now who was the board clerk of the church as of then, had this habit of meeting first timers. Once he sees a new face, up till now he goes to the person and asks questions. Incidentally, he was the gospel band leader at the time, so he will always meet a new person, try to talk to the person to probably come and join the gospel band. So that was it. He was also a Bible study teacher at the time. So I recall that he walked up to me after the Bible study and asked my name and all that. Of course it was my first time. Then from there one thing led to another. The very day that we met, that he told me he's from Oron, and at the time I thought Oron was in Cross River State. I had made up my mind that whatever he was coming for.
You can imagine my wife's geography, Oron in Cross River State.
Yes, at the time, that was my thinking. Because while growing up, there's this hearsay that people from Oron and
the hearsay is only in your place.
All called in Abia State that they're into witchcraft and all sorts of what. So I had made up my mind whatever he was coming for, I wasn't ready. But at that very point, I found out that whenever I lost my peace, especially at the place of prayer. This kept on for some time until I now made up my mind. I was like, let me just relax, whatever he was coming for. And that was when I had
I wasn't coming for whatever, I was coming for marriage. I was asking for marriage.
All right, no, you hadn't asked at this time, I'm saying.
But you knew my coming was for marriage.
Probably for. I had the qualities I wanted in a would-be husband.
Which was what?
Yes, of course, he must be a born-again Christian, a child of God. That was number one. Then I love people that speak good English. And that was English. And that was it. And I love music. I may not be singing well, but I love music. And there he was at the band, as the band leader there.
And by the way, she didn't mention the part that long before then she was citing me in church whenever I sang, and
because I love
so she had already fallen head over heels over me.
No, because at that time, remember, I thought you were married.
She had fallen for a star.
He was wearing this bushy hair. I thought he was already married, I'm telling you. The time he now proposed to me, of course, I already had my peace. That was it. I just answered him in that restaurant that very day. I will say to I remember.
Where I was staying, the one room apartment I stayed in, Chicago Airport Road, was demolished by the then Minister of FCT as part of the effort to recapture the master plan of Abuja. And so I was practically homeless. I had to go back to my mother's house, and this was just 5 months before the Christian wedding program. So that was basically one of the chief challenges, and at this point we had already done the traditional marriage, and we needed to sort things out in that regard, get a home or a house. Well, she was a little bit worried about that, concerned so to speak, but I wasn't, because my thinking was that my mom had a 3-bedroom and she could oblige us 1 bedroom in the 3-bedroom and we'll start life there. So I told her that we could go there and start life, even though she was worried. Some people were telling her, well, are you sure that was proper and all of that? And when she was beginning to shake, it told her, well, it's now or never. So that was it. She agreed ultimately, and we got married on the 13th of May 2006 and moved to my mom's house. And we stayed there for just 6 days because we got our own place after 6 days.
You know, from Ebu Wanega, I think the South Local Government in Ebonyi State, where I come from, we have this culture, we have this tradition that, you know, if you are to be given out for marriage, your would-be husband will clothe the woman from the head to the toe.
And I didn't have that kind of money.
Exactly.
After all, she wasn't naked.
We didn't have that kind of money to throw around.
I didn't have, not we.
Yeah, well, of course, probably if I had now, yes, it doesn't matter. Yes, but so we didn't have, yes, we didn't have that. And I told them, because I know that every form of marriage, God approves it, whether it's traditional, whether it's Christian wedding, Christian, right?
Yes,
or
Christian.
Church wedding, Christian wedding, or customary. So I told them what I have chosen is a Christian marriage. So it was only the basics that were done, and people were really surprised. How will people know in a Bowana that you're getting married without mounting canopy, without doing this and all that?
The ceremonies, the big ceremonies.
Exactly, the front fair as it were. But so it was just basically, you know, the customary rice, the wine carrying, then a few items given to the paternal and maternal relations. I believe so much in that saying that he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord.
And he that finds a husband, or he that is found by a husband, what does that mean?
Well, however you put it, because I know as soon as we got married, it wasn't long. God just started opening doors.
Yes, some people were of assistance to us at the time.
Exactly, we can't forget people, in a hurry.
They are unforgettable.
Them away.
Yes.
Elder Asia.
Yes, Elder Asia, who gave us his vehicle to travel all the way to
Ebonyi. Kasim drove that vehicle.
Yeah.
People passed the night at. Yes, our friend Kasim. People passed the night at Elder Ayukama's
Elder Ayukama, my mentor,
in Nguzu,
was also on hand.
Yes, and they all accompanied you people.
And my mother, who gave us money to rent the first place where we lived.
Yes.
We lived in that house for 12 years in Federal House in Igwe.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so many other people who
families and friends who were there to support and give their love, even the church. We've had our challenges, of course. We've had our challenges and our ups and downs. But God,
our quarrels,
yes, our quarrels,
our disagreements,
fights, exactly,
and fights,
exactly,
especially those early years.
Yes, because I, for a person, I'm a very stubborn. I used to be a very stubborn,
foolishly stubborn. Yes,
foolishly, you can say, but that was me then. And I now found out that I now got married to a man who was more stubborn.
Yeah,
than
headstrong.
Myself.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, of course, two captains cannot be in a boat.
So
we just have to find the middle.
And God had to use her to teach me tolerance.
Well,
can you imagine?
I gave him so much because whenever I look back and I'm like, wow.
So
this who
I used to ask myself, so how did I survive this kind of thing?
Cope with the attitude.
And she used to even ask herself too, how did you survive me?
Exactly.
Marian, she's named after my mother, Marian Ukuma Onowopono, and this is Gerald Iteoluwa Kishi Akachi Onowopono. Yes, Iteoluwa Kishi is Yoruba. I was born there, I grew up there, and it means God's throne can never be removed. Yes, Mma is Igbo, Uku is a folk, which means esteem.
It's been 15 years since my parents got married. And I want to thank God for their marriage. I also want to thank God that God gave them the strength for them to, imbibe the principles they've given us, for carrying us along with what they did since ever we were born. We've known many things about their marriage, how it went, and they've told us what we should do when we should also get married.
I also want to tell them congrats on their 15th anniversary. It's not easy. 15 years. First they started, no house, my daddy was poor. But now, God has lifted us, and behold, it's 15 years already. Just want to thank God and congratulations to my parents.
Gerald said, we've been 15 years, if some marriages they would have broken up, although they had some challenges in the way, they are still together. And I want to also thank God that they carried us along, as I said, and that when we are older, we will continue to tell other younger generations, because other generations need to learn this.
We want to sound it out that young people don't have to wait to have everything to get married.
Exactly.
Start with what you have.
Exactly.
I've always made the point that the bottom line was getting the right person, not getting the right things.
Yes.
When you get the right person, the right things will come in.
Yes.
In a strangled economy like ours, if you wait to have your own house, your own car, your own this, your own that,
Before
then you may
settling
never get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I always say, if you rush in, you rush out. If you delay, you will not enter.
Exactly.
So we started, to our credit, she let her people know that we didn't have much and we could do the very basic customary rights, and that's what we did. And here we are today. It's been 15 years.
Exactly.
To God be the glory.